If it, you can't. You got to be careful that if it's in a very, very dirty place, in such places, not only can't you think about it, not only can't you say it, but you can't even think about it. In fact, you can't even think about anything. You can't think about Torah. You can,
This apply only for a thing that dirty, or let's say in Israel, or even in Iran, or some places people used to go to, phosphor.
What?
And there's some like a pound or some, like a spring, that they give the water,
Right.
It has a smell.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
There is some place, I think there's one place in Eretz Israel,
Yeah?
people go take a bath,
Right.
and it has
A smell. No, I think we're talking about if people take a bath in it, then it's not a disgusting place, or they wouldn't take a bath in it. I think my battery is going on my phone. So,
the charger for this?
you know what, maybe you can bring me the charger so I can plug it in. And I don't know why it should be going.
We'll
see. We'll see what we can do. Okay, maybe I could...
You want me to hold it for you?
No. Maybe I can just move my talus over here. No, I don't think it's going to work. Okay.
Maybe that way.
Okay. Good. Thank you. All right. Now, the Shliach Tzibur, the Chazan, should say the first pasuk of Krishma. He should say that very loud.
You mean the word, the pasuk?
Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Those words, those six words you should say out loud. This way, everybody in shul will hear it, and together we can have in mind that God is one, and that we're accepting God as our King. And as anything else, if we do things together in unity, there is strength.
Saying out loud, not out loud, saying it a little bit loud. The Shema is also the whole tefillah, or only apply?
No, okay, we'll talk about it in a second. But usually the rules that apply to the first pasuk, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, apply to that pasuk, and applies to the pasuk afterwards, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus L'Olam, with the exception of saying it out loud. But there are other rules that apply specifically to the first pasuk, and I'm going to get into it just about in a minute or so. But the Krishma you could say at any time. You could be in your bed. You can be in a car. You can be riding a horse. You can be walking.
Yeah, I heard you have to
now,
do
but the first pasuk you have to stop. So here again, at that first pasuk you have to stop what you're doing and have in mind what it means, because if you're walking or running, you certainly can't have that much concentration.
What about driving?
Driving, well, if it's possible to pull over, you should pull over. We said that we could say it when we're sleeping, but you should not say it when you're lying on your back, because you're sort of like, it comes across like you're a balgaiva, you're a person. The same thing that you should not say it. You should not say it looking up to the sky. A lot of people look up Shema, so you shouldn't say it that way. It's just in your normal position. Also, don't look down on the ground when you say it either. Just have it regular. And if you're laying in bed and you're not well, be careful of the wire. Yeah, because you see it. Okay.
You already fell down one time this day.
Right. Here's an interesting thing. Like I said, if you're laying in bed, you shouldn't.
Maybe he's sick.
So it says that you should not look up. So you should lay on your side. Now here is a very interesting halacha which I've never seen before.
Looking up is should be a problem.
Yeah, you shouldn't look up. You should turn to your side.
There's some people say.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Really?
Yes, I just said that. You shouldn't. Okay. Now here is an interesting halacha which I've never seen before. A special halacha for fat people.
Which you are not anymore.
What? Which
doesn't apply to you anymore.
Which unfortunately I can't be. This halacha doesn't apply to me. Here's a halacha that applies only to fat people, and that is, what if somebody's fat and you can't sleep on his side?
Be careful. Watch the wire.
Watch the wire.
And how we put together a tikkun.
We're in the middle of a shiur, so maybe we can talk about it. Okay. So you can put it out over there. Yeah, thank you. So fat people don't have to turn on their side; they can just turn with their head to the side. Okay. Anybody who has any problems with weight, you can talk to Benny. He'll play ping pong with you, and you'll lose weight quickly. Now,
I'm not lucky enough to bring people to play with.
Right.
I heard, even sleeping in a bed, you're not supposed to sleep. You have to sleep in your...
Sleep on the side is the best
right.
thing. Not on your back and not on your stomach. And there are other reasons because of that. I don't want to get into it now. But we said before also that when you say Krishma, do we stand or do we sit?
Sit.
You should sit. If you're standing anyway, you could say it. It's not the worst thing. But if you're sitting, you're not allowed to get up. If you get up and you say Krishma...
What's the reason for that? Standing is more covered, like a
But because you can't have as much concentration.
So we should say the same thing about Shemona Esrei. You should sit down if you have more kavanah.
Also because I'm not sure. It's a good question. By Shemona Esrei, because I think we're supposed to resemble like Malachim that are like standing, and not sitting. And he gives a very bad. It's a very bad word that the Shulchan Aruch gives. If somebody.
Watch.
Yeah. If somebody is sitting, and he gets up to say Krishma, the Mishnah Berurah calls him an avarian, like basically a lowlife, a bad person.
Avarian we have in Yom Kippur too.
Right.
For Nidre.
That's right.
Avarianim.
Anu matirin lehitpalel im avarianim. For those that speak only Chatzilim. Anyway, now what if you're walking or driving, like you said? So you should really stop by the first pasuk. Okay. Afterwards, you can continue, because the first pasuk again is very important. And if let's say you daven, let's say you said Krishma. What time is it?
You have time. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Let's say you davened, you said Krishma, and you did not have in mind the first pasuk. You have to say it over again.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Some people
Now,
saying twice Shema, but that's the problem.
That's right. Not some people. It's halacha. You're not allowed to say Shema. So what should you do? You should say, before we said the first pasuk, you should say out loud. Now, if you didn't have kavanah and you have to repeat the first pasuk, say it quietly. So somebody who hears you doesn't think that there are two gods, that you're saying Shema Yisrael twice. All right. Now, again, I said before, the first pasuk you have to stop and you have to have concentration. And with the first pasuk, it also includes the Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Vod. And some people say that it includes till the word levavcha. Ve'hafta eis Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha. Till there you have to stand. Till, because that's where you have to have your whole heart b'chol levavcha. So you should stand and concentrate.
Standing and stopping. That's
right. Now, there's a machlokas in Gemara whether a mitzvah needs concentration or doesn't need. Mitzvahs tzrichas kavana or ain't tzrichas kavana. Do you have to have concentration when you do a mitzvah?
I don't think so.
So it's a machlokas. Some people say that if you you don't have kavanah, you don't have it in mind. Like the example I gave, there was a lulav and esrog on the table, and you picked it up because you wanted it. You needed the room on the table, but when you picked it up, you held it in the kosher way, but you didn't have in mind. Some people say you're yotza. That's why I don't know if the Sfardim do this. When you pick up, good morning, when you pick up the lulav and then you pick up the esrog, you turn it pick it up upside down, because once it's right side up, you already have the mitzvah, and then what's the problem?
You can't make a bracha.
You can't make a bracha anymore. So, because we paskin, the halacha is that mitzvahs do not need kavanah.
That's a building a sukkah.
If you're building a sukkah and you wanted to build it, well, you should always do something l'shem mitzvah.
Sure.
But building a sukkah is not a mitzvah. There's no bracha on it.
Why not?
Because the mitzvah is to sit in the sukkah, not to build it. You can't sit in it unless you build it. The mitzvah is not to buy the wood, not to buy the decor. The mitzvah is to sit in the sukkah. That's called a hechsher mitzvah, a preparation for the mitzvah. And we never really make a bracha for the preparation of a mitzvah. We only make a bracha on the mitzvah itself.
Very nice.
But here by Krishma, even the people that say that mitzvahs don't need kavanah, here they say that you do need kavanah. It does not apply
It's
here.
a mitzvah?
The mitzvah, to say Krishma. It's a mitzvah.
Is it a mitzvah?
It's the biblical mitzvah. It's the first thing that we learn in Shas, that we say Krishma twice a day. The Shapalchov Kamecha, when you go to bed.
That's to teach, not to say.
No. To say it, to say Krishma. Korin is Krishma. You have to read the Krishma. You have to say it, like I said before, with your mouth. That's a mitzvah min Torah.
Yeah?
Yes. And
1 second.
okay, we'll continue this tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.